Welcome. I'm Ev Power, and I'm currently studying a Master's in Counselling at Bangor University. Thank you for coming to my talk. I've always painted and drawn throughout my life for my well-being. I noticed I felt calm and relaxed even after 10 minutes of doodling or sketching. I found that very helpful to de-stress during this counselling course, and that led me to want to investigate this further. The feeling of calmness sparked my curiosity about how I could apply this within the field of counselling. And so I decided to do my dissertation on whether trainee counsellors here at Bangor would have increased self-compassion if they did art activities. So previous interventions have found that engaging in art making or art activities can increase self-compassion, as well as increase relaxation and decrease stress levels. Counselling can be an emotionally demanding profession, hearing other people's traumas and distressing stories. Self-compassion is known to encourage self-care, which is crucial for counsellors to provide empathy to clients. And also, it can improve one's ability to express oneself. As they begin placements alongside multiple assignments, trainee counsellors can experience higher stress levels, leading to reduced self-care and self-compassion. They are particularly vulnerable to self-criticism and fatigue, which can negatively impact their relationships with themselves, but also with clients. To develop a professional identity as a counsellor, personal and professional development classes are incorporated in training programs, and these are essential for personal growth and self-awareness. These personal development classes are challenging, but also very enriching. They increase self-awareness, and they also help trainees practice empathic listening, which will help them with clients. These group sessions can be unstructured and they can lead to ambiguity, and that's why trainees can feel vulnerable and resist engaging in those classes. So art making provides an alternative way to express oneself, and it potentially can increase self-compassion and remove barriers to verbal interaction. So using art activities as part of these professional and personal development classes might be useful for improving self-compassion, but there didn't seem to be much research on it. That's why I decided to take this as my dissertation topic. My interest was to find out whether their self-compassion levels increased if they did some art during their personal and professional development classes. And if so, this could lead to trainee counsellors engaging more in these classes and would particularly benefit them as they began placements. As part of the qualification on this course, students need to accumulate 100 counselling hours where they see real-life clients, and we call these placements. So I was really wondering how to assess these possible benefits for my dissertation. The research question asked whether engaging in an art activity, take a line for walk, for 20 minutes in personal and professional development class would increase trainee counsellors' self-compassion levels. What we did first was we got approval from Bangor University Ethics Board, and we ensured that all data was password protected on the university system. We had two groups of participants who agreed to take part, the art activity group and the group who are having personal and professional development class as usual. Trainee counsellors in the art group chose from assorted art materials using paper and then pencils, colouring pens, pastels, and they engaged in an art activity called Take a Line for a Walk for 20 minutes. This activity is adapted from the artist Paul Klee's style of drawing. So I'll just demonstrate here what exactly taking a line for a walk is. So as you can see here, you simply put your pencil or your marker on your piece of paper and try not to lift it until you've covered the whole page and you're happy that you've covered the whole lot. So you just literally bring your line for a walk. And then the resulting shapes, you can put patterns in them or colour them in, whatever you like. One reason why trainee counsellors might increase their self-compassion through art making is because an art activity such as taking a line for a walk requires no experience. So this can avoid the risk of inexperienced individuals being self-critical. To collect data we could analyse, we measured participants' self-compassion levels before and after the intervention using Neff's self-compassion scale. Additionally, the art intervention group provided written feedback to an open question, asking them how they found the experience. So what we found was the quantitative findings were not significant. And this was unexpected because several studies we'd looked at showed an effect which we didn't find. So as you can see here, as the p-value shows, the ANOVA was not statistically significant. And shown in this graph, the solid line represents the art activity group, and the dotted line represents the control group. Because the lines are parallel, this indicates there is no interaction between time and the intervention group. This means that in our study, engaging in an art activity during personal and professional development class didn't increase self-compassion levels for students. As I said earlier, we also included an open question asking trainee counsellors in the art group how they found the experience. As you can see here on the left, there are a lot of positive words from the art group's responses. We found statements and adjectives such as able to reflect, more positive, calmer, enjoyable, more relaxed, was able to self-care, able to reflect more enjoyable experience. Reading through these responses to the open question on the left, you can see here, it appears that the art activity, taking a line for a walk, was relaxing and calming for participants. The art making group did appear to experience personal and professional development class differently to their usual experience, as evidenced by their written responses. This suggests that art making might have improved participants' well-being, which the World Health Organization describes as good mental health, being able to cope with day-to-day stresses and decreased anxiety. Well-being is positively correlated with self-compassion. And Voon and colleagues found that counsellors who have greater compassion for themselves experience higher psychological well-being. Their responses to this open question gave us qualitative data which hints that engaging in art making might enhance the experience of personal and professional development classes, or in a similar vulnerable environment, for example for a client in therapy sessions. Research shows there is a correlation between a therapist's well-being and their empathy for clients. If trainee counsellors' experience in personal and professional development class can be improved, this might also help them better engage with clients and also help develop their professional identity. In essence, they might engage in more effective therapeutic work on placement with clients. Professional identity is an important element of becoming an effective counsellor. This might encourage compassion, therefore benefiting clients during trainee counsellors' placements and in the future. So further broadening this view, as self-compassion is a key component of well-being, and maintaining this is likely to help trainee counsellors be present and empathic towards clients and placements. And this would be despite the high stress arising from assignments and deadlines, which potentially erodes their well-being. Consequently, counsellors' reduced well-being poses an ethical risk, interfering with their professionalism and skewing their judgment of how best they can support clients. Looking at additional benefits relating to this, counsellors might also use this knowledge to collaborate with clients who are struggling with self-expression. Art making could provide an alternative means of communication through doodling or colouring during sessions, in line with Keimel and colleagues' findings. This might improve clients' engagement, provided they were comfortable trying it in therapy sessions. So, the art group's responses appears to suggest qualitative findings may be a starting point for future studies, which may divulge how art making or similar interventions might enhance trainee counsellors' well-being or their ability to engage at a deeper level in their personal and professional development class. Exploring how interventions can positively enhance students' engagement in personal and professional development class might contribute to their recognition of the need for self-compassion or self-care. Additionally, while this study did not focus on ADHD, or also known as attention deficit hyperactive disorder, or other neurodiverse conditions, it could also be an important factor to consider in future studies. ADHD symptoms include finding it difficult to finish tasks such as assignments at university, being more impulsive, and having difficulty focusing and being distracted more easily. Research demonstrates that art making can help individuals with ADHD to relax and increase their well-being. So, to be an effective counsellor, one needs to have self-compassion. And to introduce this practice, it inevitably starts during counselling training. Self-compassion isn't limited to training counsellors, but needs to be an ongoing practice throughout one's career as a counsellor. And art activities might be a positive contributing factor, and because no experience is necessary, this is worth considering for trainee counsellors to help their well-being through the stresses of studying and beginning placements. Overall, engaging in art activities for even 20 minutes can benefit anybody. Thank you for watching this presentation. You'll find a link to the handout with further information and resources below. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, or alternatively, you can contact me at my email address in the handout below. Thank you again.